Good morning, YouTube. Today we're going to work on the boat. I would say we're going to put wood in the boat, but I said that for the last two videos and haven't done it. So stick with me. We'll see if we put wood in the boat. Welcome to my life. All right, YouTube. So it's been a while since I've been working on this boat. It's actually been, I don't know, maybe even 3-4 weeks. I've just been busy. You know, spring kind of hit, and I've been out there on the farm, and I put a road in on my farm. Well, about half a road. There'll be a video coming from that if you're interested. But and then I did a bunch of stuff for Mom around the house, right? Mom, my wife, around the house. She was wanting a bunch of things done, and I got to keep her happy. So I don't know if you can see it from way over there, but we put a bunch of trees in all the way down the property line, and then I put in a driveway on the end, and that's not really for her, that's for me. I was just having trouble with my truck going out that way. I don't really like to run it on my actual driveway. Number one, the trees. Number two, I don't like mud lines or anything on my driveway. So basically I have another way, and eventually this will be a building and I'll be able to drive in and pull in this way anyway. But anyway, back to the boat. I've been busy, so I haven't been getting to it. So we're gonna get after it today. Kind of interesting story, so you guys know, because people are kind of wondering where I'm at actually. And so this is Wednesday, and I will edit this today and tomorrow, and I will post it tomorrow, and you'll see it Friday. So this is really where I'm at right now. I'm not ahead at all anymore. Yeah, it's a mess in here. I need to get this all cleaned up, which I will. All right, so that's a little better. I spared you, but I cleaned up. It was just getting too nasty in here, so I just wanted to straighten it up and get her nice. All right, YouTube. So basically what I'm planning to do is get up in there and clean those out just a little more. There's a couple things I'm not going to do, like I'm not going to pull the rest of that top off because all the wires go through it. But I am going to clean those out the best I can. I know that the way I'm going to do this is very controversial. I would say that if you're restoring a boat, don't follow what I'm doing. Go look at the professionals and then make up your own mind on what you want to do. A lot of people tell me that I should pull the top, the cap. They call it the cap. The professionals out there on the forums that have done that say don't do that. So then I'm stuck to this point, right? So if I really can't, I don't want to open that up anymore. So really the only way for me to address that without pulling the cap is to shove the boards in there, right? So I plan on cutting the boards to fit, and then resin them up pretty good, and then putting fiberglass in between the two boards, but also around the boards, and then shoving them in, you know, just scooping them up real good and shoving them in. I know that that's going to cause controversy. I know that there's going to be all kinds of comments about it, and I'm okay with that. Comment away. I'm not pulling the cap on this, and I think that's the best way forward. It's not the perfect way, I get it, but I think it's the best way forward for me. I'm not a boat yard. I'm building this for myself, and I think that's good enough for me. So I'm going to try to do that and get those in there, and then maybe try to get this board cut for the first half of this front board cut, and then maybe this board here too. I think to cut this one though, I think I have to put this one in first, so I may do that and this, and then I might do that too, because when I resin those on, that board, shoving that in there will hold those two and press them hard against the sides, and then I'll probably run a 2x4 from here to it as well, just to push on both sides, and then maybe something across here to push on that one. So that's kind of my thought process. How far we get, I don't know. All right, so we got our work cut out for us today. I'm starting early because I got to get this video done and hopefully edited tonight. Usually editing, I spend about 6 hours or so on each video. So it'll be a late night once I get this going. But I don't want to focus on that. I want to focus on doing this and getting a quality job done, you know. So we'll get in there. We'll get that going. Get those cleaned out. Maybe get some boards in there. We'll see. All right, enough talking. Let's start doing. It always takes me a second to get back in the mode, because, you know, when you're doing driveway mode or farm mode or tree mode or whatever it is you're doing, it always takes me a second to go, okay, yeah, that's what I was going to do. And last night I had to even figure out, do I even have the stuff to do what I'm supposed to do and whatever. So let me get back in this mode. We'll get going. We'll get to work. I always find that if you just start working, you just start going, you'll get it figured out. So let's get going. So before I get dirty, people have asked what kind of video equipment I use, and it's GoPros. That's what I use. So I use this one over here with the extended battery on it. It's got a battery on it. It's just a GoPro. I think these are 7s when I bought them. This one's the one that usually gives you your big shots of, you know, wide shots, whatever. I usually stick it out in the field or way back on the boat, and it gives you that big time. And they're usually time lapses. I usually run time lapse on that one. Definitely don't do any voice on it at all because it sucks. And then this one here is the one that I shove in all the little holes or whatever, and it does time lapses. I always run it time lapses. I don't put a battery in it usually because the batteries in the GoPros will overheat them and they'll shut off. So I use this battery pack instead. So I just plug that battery pack into it, and it can run a time lapse for a long time. It saved me a lot of times where I thought I didn't get video and this little sucker's still going. It's usually the one that's in the cracks and the odd positions, whatever, shooting back or whatever with me down in the holes and whatever. And then I use this one, which I'll show you on this camera, and I'll have to take the audio off this and the video off that to show you, but GoPro Max, and this is the one that has worked best for my voice. Now I know that I have a terrible voice and that I mumble and all that. I get it all. I tried a wireless mic for a while and it sucked. The wind always caught it and it would turn on and off trying to cancel background noise or something, I'm not sure, but the wireless mic didn't work out for me, and it was always getting caught on something or always in the way. And then I had to carry the pack on my back and it kept getting ripped off and whatever. So I do have the wireless mic, but I don't like it. GoPro Max has seemed to answer that. It has microphones all around it, and it seems like it picks up my audio better than anything else. So I'm gonna kind of stick with that. So that's what I use. All right, let's get back at it. So this is really interesting. When I click the laser in, I hit the actual fiberglass wall on the back. I'm getting what, 1 foot 6 inches? Yeah, 1 foot 6 inches. Yeah, you do see it then. So yeah, 1 foot 6 inches is and 7/8. So pretty interesting that it's that deep. But this one goes back quite a ways. So 2 feet is that one. I still need to clean it up though. I'm gonna have to get something bigger to shove in there and get that wood cleaned out of there. Hopefully I got a piece of pipe or something that'll fit. So let me go get that and we'll do that. Alright, so I'm back, and what I found was this old curtain rod. Being in the military, you move from place to place every couple of years. Of course, every window is different in the whole place, so each time we'd buy curtain rods, and she's not using these anymore. I'm not going to tell her I'm using them, but I'll just throw it away and she'll never know it's missing. But I don't know, they cost $3 anyway, whatever. I'll buy her new ones if she wants them. But yeah, so you have tons of these around, but it's not very strong, but it's strong lengthwise, for jabbing and for scraping the sides. I think it's going to work out good because it's really sharp on the ends. So that's what I got. That's what I'm going to use to do this. I just want to clean that out a lot better. I don't want anything in there at all. I mean, I just don't want any rot left over. And this one seems to be going back further and further. So it may be just a little longer than we think. This one, you can definitely see the fiberglass end on it. It needs to be cleaned up, but this one just keeps going back further. So I'm going to keep prodding at it, and we'll see where we get here. So I came across a new problem. The new problem is the bottoms are like wider. So it's like the wood didn't go to the bottom. It looks like the wood only came to here. So you can see a ridge line. I don't know if you can see it, but there's a ridge line right there, and that's where the wood went to. So the wood never went down here in the bottom. So I believe the wood stopped right on top of this, which is weird in there. And then there's a ridge right there. I don't know, I'm not doing a very good job of this. And there's a ridge right there. Straight fiberglass. So I'm not sure what's going on yet. Got to keep investigating, I guess. So somebody told me once, you see this ridge right here? There's no way that 2 3/4 boards are going to go past that. Now I may get one down this side, but you can clearly see a ridge here too. Right here, where the board stopped. And same with this, it's got this big glob in the way. And on this side it doesn't. So somebody had once told me that that structure is in the fiberglass, not in the wood. The wood's there just for the fiberglass to mat up against, and then the fiberglass is the actual structure. I thought that was an interesting comment. I didn't really believe it, but I'm starting to kind of believe it now, because further back in there is another ridge that I can't get through, and it's above the bottom. So the board sat in there floating above the floor of the boat, which is weird. So I don't really know what to do here with that. Yeah, I can't really prove that or not prove that, disprove it, because all the wood was rotted when I was building, right? So, but you can see here, same thing. There's a line right there. So I don't know. You know, you can see the board came across here, and this was gapped a little bit, and there was a board there. But you can clearly see the bubble out right there, where the board wouldn't have gone down all the way either. It stayed above the floor. So now I have that to contend with, that the boards didn't go to the floor. So I can't really remove that hump that's there, so the wood basically has to go on top of that hump. So, and if you see the ridge line on this side, you can clearly see that the wood never went to the floor. And that's odd, because it seems the same here, right? Why is there nothing here but foam? It's like the board floated on top. I don't know. That's weird. Because even if it was, you know, touching the floor, the empty side would be on this side, the downside, not, you know, the gap would be on the downside, not the upside. And these have the bulge on the side that would touch. So really the bottom of the board is above that. Somebody had once told me that the structure of the boat in Grady's is the fiberglass, not the wood. I thought that was an odd statement, but the wood was just basically there to form the fiberglass too. In this case, it seems to be true. I mean, I don't even see how that wood could get to the bottom in there. So I really don't know what I'm going to do yet. I'd like the wood to go to the floor. And the second thing would be that, you know, today's boats, you leave the gap and you put the thickened resin in there to fill that gap, so that, you know, so it stays touching the floor all the way down the hole. This would be against that argument. Basically, it was built above the floor. You know, I don't know. I mean, I can see a ridge here too. You know, I don't know. It's pretty wild. So now I really don't know what I'm going to do. Yeah, this video is not going to be that great, because all I'm doing is stabbing a hole with a stick. Interesting to me, when I lay this flat on that ridge, how it comes. And that's kind of course it'll end here, but it does all line up to itself, that it would never went to the bottom of the hole. There's just a space in there. And that's the way they're all designed. It doesn't really make a lot of sense. This one, I have this fiberglass knot on the end. I was like, well, how the heck do you get a board in there for that? But to be honest with you, that ridge goes on down there too. I don't know if you can see it. So that wood was always floating above the floor. I don't know. I guess the guy that said the fiberglass is the structure might be more right than I know. All right, well, let me continue cleaning this out. And then I don't know what to do other than shove a couple boards in there and see how they fit. But they have to be above that ridge, or otherwise they're not going to go in. Weirdest thing in the world. So the good thing about having Amazon is we sure don't lack having cardboard boxes around anymore, do we? So I'll just be cutting these out of my templates out in this cardboard, and then I'll transfer that on my wood. And we'll start trying to slide stuff in there. This is definitely not going to be an exercise in perfection, especially now that I know that those boards never went to the bottom. I never even thought about it. I didn't put much effort into thinking about how that was going to set. I always just assumed the wood went to the floor, and I know people are going to argue with this, but it does not go to the floor. You can see where the fiberglass comes in underneath the board. I guess in one way it's reassuring to know that the hole doesn't count on that wood to hold it, or to, you know, it's counting on that fiberglass, really. All right, enough talking. Let's get busy. We need to get something done today. I don't know how good this video is going to be, because really I've just been poking at a hole with a stick all morning. It's not going to make a good video. All right, so now I got to think this out, because I don't know how this went. Let's try this little template out. So it should go right up on that ridge, slide straight back. Boom. See how this goes. Should fit in there just like that. We'll test for these pieces, because I can't shove them in there together, because when I do, I know I ain't getting them back out. And if that's good, then we'll move on to the next one. The next one, we still got some cleaning to do. It goes a little further back, so we'll work on that a little bit. We'll test fit these. I don't know, maybe we'll get both of them cut today. Well, it's going to be crazy for sure, but I think they'll fit. I think I'm going to try to work this one before I do the resin and stuff. That way I can do them both at once. We'll see. Might be too big of a mess. I might want to knock one in, resin it up, and take a break. But I basically plan to mini sledge these back in there once they're gooped up. They're going to go in. If they fall short, then I'll just cut them off. I don't want to, but all right, well, quit thinking about it and get doing. See the ledge here too, there's a ledge on this side as well. So the board only stops, this board stops here as far as it goes to the floor, and this one goes to there. It's kind of crazy. All right, so I'm gonna make a pattern, get this one kind of figured out here, what I'm gonna do with this. Alright, so we're getting there on this one. This one is going to be on this side. And it comes in nice and tight. I just need to straighten it up just a bit on the end there. But that's going to be good and tight. Now this other side, it fits the same way. Move you back a little bit. Yeah, there's too much in going on here. This side fits the same way, except for I need to cut it off right about there to fit up underneath this lip. So I'll use this as a template. Cut another one of those, cut this angle. I think that one will be good to go. All right, moving on. I ain't gonna lie, climbing in and out of here every time makes me feel like an old man. Ooh. Yeah, it's gonna be fun getting these in there. I mean, they're gonna have to be banged in there. It's gonna be a sloppy, nasty mess. Can't really pre-do it. I gotta kind of do it when I go and hope I can beat them in. Oh man, I know it's gonna get bad. It's probably gonna be tough when I get it in there, for sure. But yeah, she is gonna fit. I mean, it's just gonna be tight as crap, right? Yeah, it's gonna be fun for sure. This is the short one. That one goes there. This one basically goes like that. So, I guess I'll slop that piece, slop this piece, put them in there, hammer them in. So let me take all these out, just like they go, and we'll fiberglass them, get them ready. Maybe even pre-resin. Oh, I did have my pen. This one or this one? This is this one. Alright. Let's see. Should go like right in there. Easier in pencil, by the way. Yeah, see, these are gonna fit straight back in there. They are gonna have to be hammered at some point, but they all are gonna fit. See, it does get caught though. See, and I don't want to get stuck in that again either. Yeah, I think it's just too much to have that matting on there. It's really sucks. At least it's in there almost all the way, so I'm just gonna cut it off and leave it there. Not what I wanted, for sure. So I think I'll just resin these up and then hammer them in and just let the resin dry on the sides. Not my preferred method, but there isn't room in there for that matting too. Huh. I'm sure this is gonna bring lots of comments. Man. Well, those went in. There's little imperfections back in there, I know, that I probably hit. And I couldn't test fit it. But I think the fiberglass also got in the way. If you can even understand what I'm saying. Alright, so these are in, and this is cut off. It's not exactly what I wanted, but it'll do. So I think I'll get the cardboard cutout going, template for the next piece, this half piece, and then try to get that in. We'll see. It'd be nice if I could do that. right, YouTube, so I'm in here and I'm got my little template that I just made inside the boat, and I need to straighten it up and cut it. Well, I got a couple pieces to trim off, and then we'll transfer this basically onto this piece of plywood, and hopefully we have a go at it. We'll see. Hopefully it fits when I get in there. Pushing it up, I noticed I had to bend the cardboard a little bit to get it out, so I may have to do something special there to get her in and out. I'm not sure. So moving on, let me get this done. Work in this just a little bit, and then they'll push that up, and then I'll slide that in, and then I'll need to cut up here in the top of this. So basically I got to get this to push in more, and then I've got to get this up under there, and then I'm probably gonna have to cut this right here a little tighter because it's going to go in that far and whatever. So I think when it does that, this will fit fine. So now I need to trim this out more to get that to fit around that pipe, and hopefully she fits in there. All right, so that's not terrible. We just have to lift it up and put spacers under it when we do that. But yeah, not terrible. Not terrible. Boy, I thought we'd be farther along today for sure. That's pretty good there. I gotta dig a little down here to get this flatter down here. Make sure I can see what I need to do. But I'll have to lift it, put spacers under it, to hold it up, to jack it up when I put it in, and of course knock it in a little more. But not bad. You can take a little off this corner. Right there still. Right there on that very edge. So I think I'll do that. And then carve this out down here. Yeah, that's the thing about boats. You can't just cut an angle and go. Everything is tied, everything. Well, let me go get my goggles and respirator and all that on. I'm going to cut that piece of fiberglass. All right, so that's going to be about it. I'm going to clean up, and but I'll show you a video of my buddy's boat. He got both the motors running, so I'll throw that in here.
Hey, my name's Dave, and unlike Kevin, I don't have a $10 boat and sponsors. I have a $3,000 boat that the guy sold me, saying that it did everything that a boat would do. He just didn't tell me it would sink. So pretty much found out everything was rotten on the boat, so pretty much did all stringers, subfloors, rebuilt the deck. Basically redid the whole front end, kind of a little splash theme. I think it was cool. Had to build a little step because my wife is like 5'0". Still work in progress. I'd say I'm probably about 99.5% done. But the cool thing is I got lights, I got horn. Check this out. Neat, huh? Got blowers. Don't know if you can hear that. Basically lights. Everything on the boat pretty much works electrically, which is great. Even the cool thing is motors. Engine number 1. Engine number 2. Now I just have to get in the water and hope it doesn't sink. I'm in the process of painting right now and all the body work on the boat, which I don't recommend. It's not fun, but it's coming along. So I think my $3,000 boat is going to be about a $10,000 boat. Anyway, have any questions, ask Kevin.
So that's pretty exciting for him. Yeah, I'm going to clean up. Alright YouTube, hey, I hope you enjoyed this episode. I'm just about done editing. It's about 9:30 or so at night, and I just need to chop a few more things and add some music, but it's coming out pretty good. Thanks Dave for sending me the video. What a great update on your boat. It's pretty awesome. I'll see you guys next week. Hey everybody, please don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel Shots Life on YouTube.